Welcome back for today's look at the CSGO competitive tournament 2015 ESL ONE Katowice, the Pick'em challenge for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I haven't been watching all matches today, but as you can see, the three quarterfinals that have been played today, I managed to pick them all correctly with the correct winners. It's what most people would pick if they were picking what normally happens, or the favorites for the map. So it's no big achievement whatsoever. There's one quarterfinal left, getting played tomorrow. It's Ninjas in Pyjamas versus TSM. I have been watching a couple of more VODs of both NIP and TSM from this tournament, and I'm sticking to my pick from yesterday with the NIP beating TSM, basically still because TSM have been doing some weird stuff on CT side, in my opinion, where they push up way too far with one single player. It's okay to get information, but they peek a little bit too much and often get a kill. And if they do that against NIP, NIP are ruthless when it comes to CT speaking. You can see that in this tournament, basically, when they beat Keyed Stars on Inferno. They were winning 13-2 on T side. I think they were relaxing a bit on CT side and having fun. Basically, I can't say they were, because Keyed Stars came up with some good strategies, but still NIP might have been changing spots from what they normally play, testing out new stuff, and just get some more information about what they might be able to change for later on. If they should play Envious or even Fnatic on this same map. But yeah, Keyed Stars bought some good strats when they were on T-side, but 13 rounds T-side on Inferno is amazing. And they took out Keyed Stars players as they were peeking to get information. Either it was mid or it was banana. Exist had some amazing frags, entry frags, at the start of the match. The same thing happened against CLG on Mirage. They won 13-2 on T-side there as well. Just picking off players as they were peaking, and CLG or Counter Logic Gaming were not on the game for the last two matches they played in this tournament, which I have been going through on the other videos as well, so I'm not going further into that. So yeah, I'm still standing with my pick for Ninjas in Pyjamas versus TSM for tomorrow's quarterfinal. Unfortunately, I'm quite busy tomorrow, so I will not be able to watch that match live. And I should be home at some point before the match starts at 1900 hours or 7 PM. So what I'm going to do in this video is just go over today's matches, and I'm going to talk a bit about the first semi-final tomorrow versus Fnatic and Virtus.pro. So if we go to today's matches, we can look at Fnatic first. They played Pentasports in the quarterfinal. No big surprises. 16-8 on Inferno. As you can see, JW were going ham with 28 kills. And so the AWP really getting into play in this map. Let's see, the other map was Cash and they won 16-7. So, and this time you can see they are all very close to each other. The thing about Penta is that Crystal never got into the game, and he's very important for them. He's normally one of the top fragging guys, either first or second. In Penta, they were just demolished by Fnatic. There's a big step between them, and this was totally expected. It should be the easiest final of the three. And they were just going ham, as Fnatic normally do. Then we had Team Envious versus Na'Vi. Envious won the first map on Cash 16-12. It was a very close match, and you can see the fraggings. They're all on both teams except for Starix. Everyone did exceptional on this match, and it just goes to show how close the professional scene are, at least in Europe, by the biggest teams in the world. That was, I believe, Na'Vi picked Cash, and Team Envious picked Dust 2 as their map. I was kind of surprised that Na'Vi managed to get out ahead on Dust 2. I thought Envious would win the best out of 3, 2-0. After winning on Cash and Dust 2 being the next map. But Na'Vi were playing great. There was nothing about Envious playing bad or not managed to get the kills they should. As you can see, MBK were getting 27 kills, and Shocks 22, Happy 20. So all of the players are playing up to their basically standards. Nothing exceptional, but still what they are supposed to do in these kind of matches. But Guardian is the guy that saved Na'Vi basically with 29 kills and 7 MVPs. He was just going ham. He was unreal in this match. And Na'Vi is not a good Dust 2 side at all. It's just that Team Envious are really good on Dust 2. Normally I rank Team Envious as the top #1 team on Dust 2, mostly because of the CT side. I started to notice on CT side, they started CT side and they only were leading 8-7. And that's when I started thinking, hey, now we might win this. As you can see, they went out ahead. And the deciding match on this one was Cobblestone, and Na'Vi just didn't have a chance on this map. Guardian never got to pick anything. As you can see, he ended up with 7 kills. There are 3 people with less than 0.5 KD ratio, which is incredible bad, so to say. And it's just picked them apart. There's nothing more to say about that. And here's the tweet for this evening. Keystars versus Virtus Pro. I was looking forward to seeing the Mirage match between Keystars and Virtus Pro, because I know how good Virtus Pro is on the map, and everyone is saying that Keystars is incredible on Mirage and it's the best map. And it was actually Keystars that picked Mirage as their match, and Virtus Pro chose to start on CT side. I think that had a big impact for the match because it ended up being 16-4. Basically, Virtus.pro won most of the round on CT side. I think they were leading, was it 14-1? Can't that win? It must have been 13-2. It was ridiculous. At least I think they had 2 rounds for Keystars, and also Virtus.pro ended up winning the pistol round afterwards, if I'm not mistaken. So it went pretty quick afterwards. Then they went over to Overpass. Virtus.pro's pick. Keystars get to choose where they wanted to start. They choose to start CT, of course, CT-sided map. And if there is one match, if you haven't watched anything today, nothing at all, and there's one match to watch that you only have time for one match, watch this one. Choose to watch Keystars versus Virtus.pro Overpass. It was just amazing. They were going back and forth so much. CT side winning pistol rounds and T sides winning the eco round afterwards with the Tech 9s. There was so much good play in this particular map, so go back and watch it if you haven't done it. And if you have time for a second one, go and watch Dust 2 was between Navi and Envious. So at this stage, after the overtime, it's 1-1 in maps. It ends up on Nuke, which is a coin toss to decide which of the teams that get to decide which, if they want to start CT or T. So Virtus.pro wins the coin toss, which basically means you have won the map because it's Nuke. They ended up winning 16-1. They won the first half 14-1, winning the upcoming pistol round. From there, Keystars had to force buy. They can't lose it, so they have to buy whatever they can, and Virtus.pro just goes through them. There's not a single player in the entire Keystars team getting more than 10 kills, and that says a lot. So yeah, that's how I got the 3 picks for today correctly. Sticking with me, my NAP, go for my former video from yesterday if you want to check out or hear my analyzing around that particular match, except for what I already told in this video. So let's go on to the first semi-final for tomorrow. So I have that one picked, and should be home sometime, at least for half an hour, something like that, for the other match. Maybe I can make a video, I'm not sure, but he's going to do the pick. Fnatic versus Pro. It's going to be an exciting one. Fnatic is the team to beat at the moment, as I see it. They seem pretty much unstoppable. They haven't had too much of a challenge either. If you look at the opponents they have been playing, they played Vox, quite the Australian team, but compared to the best team in the world, Fnatic, they didn't stand a chance. They lost like 16-3 or something like that. Then they played Navi. in the winners bracket in group stage, won 16-7 against Navi, which is a pretty good side. They went on to the quarterfinals, and I gave Envious a pretty good one for the semi-final, except for Cobblestone. And then they played Penta in the quarterfinal, and it was never a big challenge for them. It was pretty decided beforehand that Fnatic would win. In my opinion, was the easiest pick for the quarterfinals. When it comes to the semi-final here, if we just go back, remember the rules for the best out of 3 matches. The best seeded team choose which of the teams that starts the veto round of maps. Remember the map pool being Nuke, Dust 2, Inferno, Mirage, Cache, Overpass and Cobblestone. So when we know that, Fnatic is the best seeded team of the 2, so they get to choose who starts. I don't think it matters too much who starts vetoing. It's more important to see who starts picking their favorite map or which map they want to play. And if I were Fnatic, I would let Virtus.pro start and be last to choose our map in case Virtus.pro choose a map that we actually want to play, and we can choose another map that we have a good chance on. So basically, let's say Virtus.pro starts. I think Virtus.pro will ban Inferno. If you look at statistics for Inferno, Virtus.pro have won 137 times on Inferno, lost 24 and 2 draws. Fnatic have won 69 times. That's more than 30. That's 32 more than Virtus.pro have won, and they have only lost 23 times and have 3 draws. Between the teams, Virtus.pro have not beaten Fnatic one single time. They have played each other 3 times since October 2014, and Fnatic have won 16-12, 16-8 and 16-7. So they're the clear favorites for Inferno. It's probably the best map for Fnatic at all. It's probably just NIP and Envious that can challenge them on that map, more or less. So Virtus.pro should ban that map. Fnatic will probably ban Mirage as Virtus.pro's best map. Going on statistics, Fnatic is not that far behind Virtus.pro on Mirage as Virtus.pro is behind Fnatic on Inferno, but still, last, let's see, 5 matches, Virtus.pro have won 16-14. They had a draw 15-15. Fnatic won 16-10. Virtus.pro won 16-14. And Fnatic won 16-7. So actually, Fnatic have won more rounds, more matches on Mirage than Virtus.pro have done between them, which is kind of weird. But Virtus.pro have like 60% wins 60% of the rounds played on Mirage. We are not talking about the matches here, we are talking about rounds. So 30 rounds a game, they win 60% of them. So basically they should be winning the matches 60% of the time. And Fnatic have just below, or they have 57%. And Virtus.pro, believe it or not, have 56.5% pistol rounds won, and that is the most important round of every match and every half, basically, because winning the pistol round normally means that you get 2 more rounds on the board, especially winning the T-side pistol round on Mirage, for instance, which is a CT-sided map, means a lot, so you can get 2 more rounds in. So I assume Inferno and Mirage will be vetoed by the 2 teams, which leaves Cash, Dust2, Nuke, Overpass and Cobblestone. I don't see any of the teams choose Nuke. That's basically suicide, as if Virtus.pro choose Nuke, Fnatic gets to decide which, if they want to start as CT or T, and everyone want to start on CT side on Nuke. So basically choosing Nuke yourself will be suicide. I hope Nuke won't, unless one of the team chooses it, of course. I hope Nuke is not the map chosen by ESL with a randomizer as the 3rd map, in case of 1-1 in after the first 2, because it's decided with a coin toss who starts. I would more like if it was a knife round, because then you have skill to actually get to choose which side you want. So that CSGO decided, not random. Other than that, we have Cobblestone. They have never played each other on Cobblestone. Fnatic have been playing against Na'Vi and Cobblestone, and they were amazing. They had so much good play on Cobblestone, and just basically Counter-Strike way of playing. We saw Envious as well, just playing above Na'Vi on Cobblestone, which was the deciding match there in the quarterfinal. Virtus.pro have played 7 matches on Cobblestone, and they have won every single 7 of them. So they have never been beaten, but they have never played Fnatic, and they have never played, or they have played Envious this year twice in February on Cobblestone, so pretty probably not the last update, but the update of Cobblestone before that, before the doors came in the picture. And they beat the Envious both of the times, as they would, since they are unbeaten on this map. I think it was 16-10 both times, and we saw what the Envious did to Na'Vi today on Cobblestone. So Envious is not a bad team on Cobblestone, which tells a little bit of Virtus.pro on Cobblestone. So Virtus.pro might choose Cobblestone, but I don't know how much they have been practicing it. They also played it against some other teams, 5 other matches, but all the other 5 matches were against 3rd or 4th tier teams in Europe, so they should beat them just on aim, basically, and normal Counter-Strike knowledge. basically. So I'm not sure if they're going to choose Cobblestone. They're not choosing Overpass because they have a bad record against Fnatic on Overpass. They lost against Keyd Stars on Overpass. I don't see them choosing Overpass. They might choose... The best place I actually see for them is Dust 2. So Virtus Pro choosing either Dust 2 or Cobblestone is the two places or two maps I think they have the best chance to beat Fnatic. Is what I would choose if I were Virtus Pro. In case Mirage is vetoed, of course. If Mirage is not vetoed, choose Mirage. There's nothing to think about with that, so that should be pretty simple. When it comes to cash, Fnatic have beaten Virtus Pro, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 7 last matches they have played against each other. And it's 16-3, 16-10, 16-9, 16-10, 16-9. They have lost twice against them. So again, I assume Cash is more like Fnatic's map. So Dust 2 or Cobblestone, picked by Virtus Pro if Mirage is vetoed, which I would do if I were Fnatic. And if Inferno is vetoed, I would choose either Overpass or Cash for Fnatic. So let's say that Virtus Pro choose Dust 2, Fnatic choose Overpass, which they have been doing pretty much actually, either Overpass or Cash, which leaves Cobblestone, Nuke, and either Cash or Overpass left. And Nuke is 50-50, it depends who gets to choose which side they want to play on first half. Cobblestone, they have now played each other. I think Fnatic will beat them. They looked pretty decent on that map, but the Virtus Pro might have some something special for that map. And I also know that Fnatic have some special stuff in the back pocket for this tournament. It might come to show in the semifinals against Virtus Pro. We never know. So I see basically Dust 2 and either Cash or Overpass. On Dust 2 they have been played each other twice, no, once actually, from what I could find out, and Fnatic won that one 16-13. So it's hard to say. If Virtus Pro choose Cash or Overpass instead of Dust 2, Nuke or Nuke, they can't choose Nuke. So if they choose Cash or Overpass instead of Dust 2 or Cobblestone, they basically want to lose the match, especially since they let Fnatic choose what side they want to start on as well, and Fnatic will get 2 good maps out of that. So I would go with a chance on Dust 2, which they're probably more familiar with than Cobblestone, but still Dust 2 is not a map neither of the team actually play that much. Virtus Pro don't have a good record on it. They have won 10 and lost 13, so Cobblestone is kind of the best choice. with 7 matches and 7 victories. So it's going to be exciting to see, but it's pretty clear from the analysis I've just did, and Mirage, assuming Mirage will be vetoed, not that important if Inferno gets vetoed, because the map pool for Fnatic is so big of maps that they are good on. So I see Fnatic beating Virtus.pro. I actually think they will be winning 2-0, and unfortunately for Virtus.pro they will not be able to win this this major at the home field. So I guess that's it for today. I could have talked about this one as well, but I want to see how the matches between TSM and NIP go tomorrow before I decide anything here. See if I can get time to watch some of the WODs as well, to see what how Allo is doing for NIP, for instance. If TSM do the same stupid mistakes they have done in the group stages. So basically how the team that wins actually wins that match. I see if TSM goes through, I would bet Envis more or less automatically, and if it gets NIP as I predicted, it's going to be a very difficult match to predict, and I need the WODs tomorrow to decide what I'm going to pick in this one, because I don't feel Envious are on the top form at the moment, and it's hard to say about NIP because they were playing CLG and Heat Stars, where they were winning 13-2 on T side on a CT side map. So, and they are normally a CT side the team as well, so they should normally just wipe them off the floor when they get on the CT side. But it seemed that they were, as I have said before, trying out new stuff and other things. So yeah, we have to see tomorrow how the quarterfinal goes between NIP and TSM. I will try to get back with a video for the last semi-final tomorrow, and then I will just go on that match, probably maybe going through this semi-final if that one's done, and then I'm back and at home before I'm going back out again, and then we'll see afterwards who goes to the final. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.